Hi folks, let's take a look at updating the Bootstrap slider in the top of your home page for the Oxygen template. We'll jump right into Dreamweaver. And we're like all the other components that are JavaScript enabled, image based, have multiple images, that sort of thing. We put in or load in through a library asset. So we'll open up the library folder, and this time we're going to open up the sliders folder and the Bootstrap slider. There we go. There's the Bootstrap slider library asset page right there. At this point, it's kind of cool. We open this up here. We can look at it in design view, and we can see the image. And below the image is the title, the description, and the text and the link for the button. So this is the title. This is the description. This is the button text and the link that goes over top of each image. To change that, you can actually just change it right in the page. That's the title, the description. Now the button text we can just scrub over and type in new information if we want to. And then the link for the button, we go down to our point to file tool, or we can type the address. It's just a regular hyperlink in the page at this point forward. To change the picture, what I recommend you do is this. First of all, put your images, your replacement images, into the images folder for your slider. As you see how we've named them, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just a transparent background image if you ever wanted to use something like a blank image. That's why we've included that. But the naming that's the first image, second, third, fourth, fifth. The simplest way to replace the image is create your own image. Rename it to full screen slider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like exactly how we have in here. Pop the image in to replace the existing picture. Or you can just double click on your picture here and you can go and browse whatever folder in your website, select a new one, click OK, and you see how the picture changes automatically just by using the old select image source tool. You can do that as well. So that's really all there is to it. You can change the image by clicking on it and selecting a new one. Now the image size, very important, 1920 by 1080p. Bigger or smaller images will attempt to scale up and down. It's important that the images are all the same size at least. They could be bigger or smaller, but as long as they're all the same size and proportion, highly recommend 1920 by 1080p or 1080 pixels. If you have trouble with that, you can contact us through our contact center and send the images over and we'll resize them for you. If you want to add or remove images, you're going to need to do this in the code view. At least I suggest you do, because you can pop right in here and then you can find where it starts with the slide and the slide ends, right? And basically where you see this Bootstrap slider slide class, you can collapse the container if you want to. Actually, you have to click that here. You can collapse the containers like so to make it a little bit easier to navigate through this code part, because you don't have to be an HTML master or know any HTML at all, but you do need to know how to just sort of select with your mouse, and you see where I've selected with the slide and ended with the slide. Yeah, scrub over the whole thing, press delete on the keyboard, and you've removed one. If you want to copy or add another one, go to the very end of the list, copy the entire slide, and you see we have a couple of placeholders there. Just paste it in place, and then you can just keep pasting if you want to add more and more. And that's it. Now the other thing is when you add or remove slides, there's a little bullet icon thingies that you will see on the home page. These little dots right here. These little dots are represented using a list item up top here, starting with 0, because we have to start at 0, 1, 2, 3. So a total of 4. If you want to add another slide, make sure you add another list item and change the sequential number to the next one in sequence. So this would be number 4. Don't ever copy the first one because its class is set to active. As it progresses through each slide, then the class will be applied to each one. I know it gets a little bit on the confusing side, but in a nutshell, just don't copy the first one. Copy the second, third, or fourth if you're going to add new ones. The last thing on the list to note here is the interval. That's where the interval is set. Now it's actually set to about a minute and 20 seconds right now. You can change it to whatever timing you want. If you change that to, say, 10,000, that'd be 10,000 milliseconds or 10 seconds. So, I think we've got that one covered for you folks. Any questions? Let us know.